Hi, this is Nate speaking for mixmethods.com and castnate6259 on YouTube, and I wanted to do a quick video to show you parallel compression, or at least a version of parallel compression that I use. So you can see here I have Studio Tight Kit. This is just a Logic drum kit. If I was going to add it, I'd just go to Software Instrument and create it there, select it as my instrument. And you can see there it is there. I used Ultrabeat to as a plugin to create it. And I did add a few effects to the channel that you can see, just some mild effects, a little bit of compression to fatten it up, a few EQ things, but nothing I really need to talk about in detail here. And so here's my sequenced MIDI track. Just play a little bit of it to show you. This is without the parallel compression. Okay, so there's my full mix. Let's just hear the kit with no extra parallel compression. This is just with those couple of effects then. So right now it kind of sounds a little bit like a, dry, kind of sampled studio kit. So the main thing you want to do when you do the actual parallel compression is go to your sends. Of course, you can do this on other software like Pro Tools as well. And you want to bus it, which means basically just sending it out somewhere else to an auxiliary track. So I'm sending it, you can see, to aux1. And I have to make sure to turn up my send level, just like you would on a mixer, to make sure it gets to that other track. And we'll go down here over to aux1, auxiliary 1. And I'll just mute these plugins to show you exactly how it's working. So I'm going to unmute that. I had that muted. And now you can see when I started playing, you can see the level. It's clipping there because I'm not compressing it, but you get the idea. So it's just a carbon copy, basically, of the track. And the main part of parallel compression is this compressor right here on this auxiliary track. And what I'm going to do, see, I have a really fast attack, a really strong ratio, so it's doing a lot of compression past the threshold. And the threshold is set pretty low, so you can see when I turn it on, you'll notice that it's really compressing pretty heavily, probably a lot heavier than I normally would on just the track. It's like about 8 or so decibels when the snare hits. So that's the main thing that we'll do with parallel compression. Basically what it does is smooths out the track and makes everything sound just a little bit fatter. And you'll see how that works when we hear it in the mix. And the other thing I do on this is kind of my little addition, is add a pretty strong reverb to the auxiliary track. You can see the wet mix is at 56%. So it sounds pretty heavy when I add it in. So we're adding reverb to that highly compressed auxiliary track. Let's hear the whole thing now. And you'll hear the difference in the full mix, so we'll turn it off first. Actually, let's just hear it soloed up first. So here's the difference. So you can hear that snap, but there's a lot more going on in between. And I think it's even more extreme or more noticeable when you hear it in the full mix. So let's listen to that. This is off, muted. So you can really hear how the drums just come to life in the mix especially, and it's a really simple little technique. And the great thing about your software is you can route anything anywhere. So it's a real simple thing to add to, especially drums. So that's a quick overview of at least what my version of parallel compression is. It's not anything scientific. I'm not necessarily the be-all, end-all of the technique, but I hope this at least helps you get an idea of how it can enhance your mix. Thanks for listening. Once again, this is Nate from Mixmethods.com and CastNate6259 on YouTube.